Master Your Emotions English Audiobook. Topic is jealousy. When you experience jealousy, you desire something someone else has but you don't currently have. Okay, we all feel jealous from time to time, and this is not something you should blame yourself for. In this section, I will explain how jealousy works and provides you with someone solutions to deal with it. How to use jealousy to grow. Jealousy stems from belief you aren't good enough. It comes from a place lack of scarcity. You want something someone else has, believing that it could be fulfill you. Alternatively, you are afraid of losing something or someone you believe is yours. Jealousy can help you find what you really want. Jealousy can let you know you are on the wrong path and can you help you find and what you really want. For instance, in her book, Quit Susan can explain she would often feel jealous of her friends who were writers and psychologists. Interestingly, even though she was a lawyer at the time, but she didn't feel jealous of successful lawyers as her lawyer's friend often did. This led her to realize she wasn't made to be a lawyer. As a result, she changed her career and become writer. I had similar experience while I was consultant, and I didn't envy or look up to successful people in my company. On other hand, on my personal development journey, I become envious for successful personal development bloggers and YouTubers and felt particularly jealous of two such people when I realized they were doing exactly what I wanted to do. I imagine how amazing it would be to the help other people and make contribution to society while studying and growing along the way. This is why I created blog and started writing books. As you can see, jealousy when properly used can be beneficial. Exercise: identify who you are jealous of. Write down who you are jealous of. Now what does it say about and what you want from life? Jealousy can signal and scarcity mindset. In other situations, jealousy may indicate you are operating under the scarcity mindset. Let me give you another example from personal life. When I see best-selling writers, I sometimes become jealous. I feel as though they are stealing my piece of the pie, and I deserve success as much as they do. I am not proud of this feeling, but I don't blame myself from having it either. The feeling of jealousy stems from the belief there is only a certain amount of success available out there. Thus, every time someone has a little success, they are stealing your piece of the action. Interestingly, this is often not the case. If anything, for writers, the opposite is true. The more a writer can cooperate with the other writers, the better chances he or she has to be succeed. A writer who tries to do everything on his or her own likely to fail. This is not limited to writers. Of course, shifting your mindset from one of the competitions to one of the cooperations can help you move from feeling scarcity feeling of the abundance. Nowadays, when I see other writers having success, I remind myself what great news it is. And after all, if they can do it, so can. And I am more successful from fellow writers become more they are in the positions to help me in the future. This is also work the other way around. The more I help other writers to succeed, the more they will able to help in the future. As a Zig Ziglar said, you can everything in life you want if you will just help other people get what they want. Remember what other people can do and you can do as well. Remember also, success is not a limited sources. Exercise cooperate rather than competing. Okay, think of time in the past when you felt jealous of someone else's accomplishment. Now ask yourself why you felt that way. Then ask yourself what would it be support to the person? How could I cooperate with the person? Why is the person's success good for me? Jealousy may tell you to solve self-esteem issue. Perhaps you are afraid of your boyfriend or girlfriend may cheat on you or leave you someone else. This usually comes from belief you aren't good enough and you need your boyfriend or girlfriend to complete you. Unfortunately or fortunately, the same way, you can't control what people think of you or how they behave, and you can't control your loved one's thought of behavior either. Often, the very same desire to control your partners is what pushes them further away. While feeling jealous from time to time is normal, if you are excessively jealous, it is essential you look within you. Your insecurities and fear usually come from the lack of self-esteem, from the fear that you can't or won't be loved. Jealousy may lead to some of the following behaviors. Trying to control your partner. You may check your partner's phone or emails or prevent them going out to see their friends. Testing your partners to see whether he or she loves you. You may expect your partner to behave in certain way, and when he or she doesn't, you feel betrayed. And this stems from belief that you shouldn't have to tell your partner what you want to or need. He or she should be able to guess, imagining things that aren't there. You make up all short stories in your mind, extra plotting fact. I invite you to refer to the sections No Being Good Enough to discover how to develop healthier self esteem. Jealousy may signal you to stop comparing yourself with others. One kind of lingering discontent shared by millions is the notion that others are happier than they are. I assure they are not. If you could only see the secret sorrows of those whose smiles and activities seems to indicate happiness, if you could only see how fervently they wish to be somewhere else, doing something different, being someone other than who they are. Vernon Harvard, The Power of Your Supermind. Jealousy often results from comparison with others. It is important to realize this type of comparison is generally too counterproductive as it is biased. Indeed, you seldom compare apples to apple. You look at some of friends' successes, but you fail to realize this is only part of the picture. While they may seem happy and successful on the surface, it is quite possible they are unhappy or even depressed. The point is, rather than assuming your friends are happier than you are, it is better to assume that you are happy as they are. Also, guard against looking only at areas in which your friends seems to have it better than you. Perhaps you focus on the fact they are making more money than you, or have a partner while you are single, or perhaps you envy them for some of their natural strength and abilities. The problem here is you fail to make an apple to apple comparison. You dismiss your own strength and qualities which make you feel true you are not as good as they are. Even worse, you may often compare yourself with several other people. You look at areas in which they are successful, and then you look at their own life to see how well you compare. Of course, not very well. How could you compete with the combined strength and several people? Can you see how biased and unrealistic this type of comparison is? Yet, this is what many of us do, and albeit consciously. The bottom line is, if you feel jealous, it may be become you engage in this type of unfair comparison. Instead, why not compare your today's self, your yesterday's self? After all, the only thing you can do is to try to be better than you were yesterday, last month, or last year, because we all start with different circumstances, skills, and personalities. There is no such thing as fair comparison. Exercise, exercise compare apple to apple. Okay, this exercise will help you compare yourself to them more fairly. Select someone you often compare yourself with. Write down all things you are doing better than that person. Action step, refer to the exercise in the corresponding sections of the workbook. Section 4, how to use your emotions to grow jealousy.